Man.
Finally. Guys, you don't know how excited I am today that I am meeting Mr. Fish after how many years?
It should be almost about 15 years or so. Yeah, about 10, 15.
Yes, about 15 years. Yeah, wow. Mr. Fish, you're
looking good, right?
You are still looking yourself.
No, it's work.
Guys, this is a 60-year-old man that we are meeting like this, young, sharp, and everything. Mr. Fish, we are welcome to your enclave.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
And thank you for having us.
Yeah, I think it's a privilege for me and a privilege for you to pin me down.
Exactly.
And it's a good one for the audience who want to really know the history of the aquaculture business in Nigeria.
Don't worry. Don't. Am I the best speaker? Don't punch it here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Can I see?
To my place here, you can see.
Thank you.
Later on, I get some water and drinks.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to this amazing episode of the Wealthy Farmers Forum. Today, I flew all the way from Canada to come and meet somebody. You won't know how important this person is, but if you are a farmer in Nigeria, especially in the industry of aquaculture. Lately, I've been interviewing some aquaculture giants, but it keeps getting better. I have to find Mr. Fish. The enterprise of fish farming started with somebody like Mr. Fish. The history, the business of it, and so many things. And I am glad Mr. Fish accepted to be on this forum. Remember, wealthy farmers are those that started with just their dream, their passion, and their vision. Over 30 years ago, Mr. Fish is one of those. But Mr. Fish is not just a fish farmer. Mr. Fish is a pioneer of several aspects of fish farming in Nigeria. And today, ladies and gentlemen, meet Mr. Fish. Mr. Fish, please, I want you to meet my audience, and I will just like a short introduction of yourself to my audience. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Good day, everyone. I'm sure either morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're watching in the world. Well, my name is Israel Ademuyiwa Adejiro. People call me Mr. Fish because over the years, because everything about me has to do with affecting change in fisheries generally, and especially in the area of fish farming. So people end up, we're looking for Mr. Fish, So we had to register in name Mr. Fish Limited, and even register the brand name too. But interestingly enough, all over Nigeria, you see almost about 15 people bearing the same Mr. Fish. And I wonder why they're not calling themselves Professor Fish, Pastor Fish, Alpha Fish or thereabout. Those are more noble Professor Fish. Those are more noble stuff. Why the ordinary Mr. Fish? You know why? Because they want to take advantage of the reputation capital. But that's, by the way, I'm a change agent, so I expect that to happen. I think the interest in fish started as far back as 1972. You'll be wondering, 1972, yes. In the days when you just have the black and white television. My dad happened to buy a TV, those cupboard-like things, and then they're showing a program in black and white. TV comes on 6 o'clock in the evening and then goes off around 11 p.m. Are you getting me? They have to sing the anthem whether they like it or not. And then they show a program on Sundays called People and Places, where they show politics one Sunday. The next Sunday is about Nigeria on TV. And I seem to be fascinated with fish. I'll tell you more about that later. And that led me to a surgeon of looking for where we have water sources when I'm in the school, in secondary school. That's Abekte Grammar School. From there, moved on to Unilag because it's a university that has a beach, or no, what I call it, a lagoon beside it. I should guess the course I read too. Zoology, specializing in fisheries. And before I finished school, I started an aquarium business right there at school. And
all did there. I think at this level, I should ask you this question. Because I don't want you to just explain it on the surface. I want you to dig into it.
Okay.
I wrote it down here this way.
Yeah.
I said, looking back at the very beginning, what was the first single hurdle you faced when you first venture into cultivating different edible fish? You have the first person that I think I know. You're not just limited to catfish. You are an expert in catfish,
ornamental fish, or the edible fish.
Even before I go into ornamental, catfish, tilapia,
Heterotis.
arowana, heterotis, pangasius, and all that. You didn't stop there. You also went into ornamental and all sorts with Mr. Fish. You'll be earning something like Grammys, Calico, Koi, Goldfish, just name it. Why? What happened at that beginning? Can you just tell us?
Okay, right at the beginning, let me say something so that people don't get confused. Now you hear some noise at the background. Those are school students at our facility here. They've come to see varieties of fishes from all over the world, over 70. So they're the ones singing for an electric catfish now. So Jose get distracted by that. So back to the boss question. He said, why am I just giving to so many fishes like that? Now,
no, I said what was the biggest order?
The biggest
order. Cross, yes.
Oh, the biggest
to break into all those things.
I had
all
to
those
cross
type of fishes. Yeah.
Now the first hurdle is knowledge. There are about two of them: knowledge and capital. How do you have access to the knowledge to make this happen? Now, by the way, I'm a polymath. In case you got to check that up, somebody who has diverse interests in different areas. When you know the story of Leonardo da Vinci or thereabout, but I just focused more on fish. Now, what was the hurdle I faced in the beginning when I showed interest in this? Now, by the way, to show that I'm a polymath, by the way, I started with when I was in Form 3. I was representing my school, Aquaculture Grammar School, in quiz competition. Right? Now, it didn't happen per chance for a school that has HSC. I only Form 3 students be representing the school when you have HSC 1, HSC 2. Now, during literary debating, they will have almost 25 schools and 8 has to meet themselves. So they will say 4 to meet themselves, just for fun, and they win prizes. Now, you need to get the question from the general audience for your school to be represented. So they ask it generally. There will be 4 schools there waiting for 4 schools, and they will ask questions. My school is not qualified yet. And by the time they now ask audience, I'm not going to represent my school. I'll just raise up my hand as a small boy and I'll answer the question. And my school is not qualified. This happened again and again. Then one of the people who are in charge from the radio station or thereabout just said, look, come to my school, why can't you allow this young boy to join, to represent you? That's how the seniors had to allow me then. From then on, we now had to do the national, the school's challenge. Now, he has to be from 5 student HSC. And then I was representing. I had to call a partner who you know about later on to represent the school in quiz competition. When you're doing quiz, your brain is vast. You are trying to know so many things about different things in the world. Now, I was representing Aquaculture Grammar School. We won the Ogun State Stuff 1980, and as we represent our school, Ogun State, at the national finals. Now, that began to make my head, how do I say that? My knowledge base was getting more. I didn't stop at that. I started representing University of Lagos too at the quiz competition university level. I mean, that looks funny. There were 4 of them, one in engineering, one in science, I'm the one representing science, and one in arts, and the one in engineering. Now, this led to something that battered the solution to the first challenge I had, which is knowledge. I was representing science, so I was locked up at the library to represent the university in science so that the university can win. So while doing that, I would just see quite a few things in the library that has to do with, mind you, I was reading zoology, specializing in fisheries. But in school, the professors teach us what they were taught in their school, university of origin. Most of them in the US, UK, some from Asia, but the majority from the US, UK. Now, so the endemic fishes, they are the one they will just teach us, and these are limited. So while in the library, rummaging through the library with special permission because I'm representing the university, so I came across books on aquarium. Oh, aquarium, why are they not teaching us this? I wonder. So I pick up the books, started studying it. Oh, you put glass together, you can seal it up with silicone, and then go ahead. So just told my dad about this, and he said, we got broken glasses at my school, Lagos State Polytechnic, was a lecturer there. So I picked some broken glasses, right? Picked some broken glasses. That's how the aquarium from him used iodide and masking tape, and the first aquarium was battered. So when that was going on, while I was at school, I had access because I'm a representative of the school as a quiz person. Now I digress now to fish since I have limited access. So as an undergraduate, I was allowed into the Gandhi Library, where most of the research books are based.
For the university.
For the university. So I was one of a few undergraduates who had access to Gandhi Library. So I started seeing quite a lot of technical papers about this, and I said, wow. So I will photocopy, but then there was a pain. And what's the pain?
I don't know.
That was when we have General Abacha, a military government led by General Sani Abacha, right? Now, the first thing they did to sanction Nigeria for military rule is to sanction availability of technical materials,
Okay.
Educational materials.
Yeah.
I don't think that will affect almost 90% of Nigeria, if not 99%. But when I get there and I say I want this book or this journal, they will just tell me, sorry, Nigeria is on sanction. We can't access. I come out crying. So I was one of the few people that felt the sanction most during General Abacha's regime. And it nearly translated to the sluggishness in the speed of the revolution for catfish at that time. Many don't know this, but that was the truth. You go to the library and there's nothing for you to look at technical papers that can let you understand what to do practically. So that knowledge was, so since that was happening, you know what I did? I started using my pen. Wow. There was no internet days. There's a family, the father of a friend of mine, who were representing the state on the quiz competition. Okay. The name is Afolabi Akitola. Very generous man, the father of a friend of mine. He would just tell his friends overseas to bring me magazines from abroad. I'll show you some of the magazines right now.
We are in an history room.
Now,
Mr. Fish is bringing 1990 something document out. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Are we there? Now, this is one of them, right? Practical Fish Keeping Magazine. Now you can go online and get some of them. These are Mr. Fish Secret Den. This is one of them. Practical Fish Keeping Magazine.
I would like to see that.
Okay. Then we have this American one, Tropical Fish Hobbyist, right? I get them in the numbers. So when you open, you see a lot of things about ornamental fishery, which was again. Now you don't get things on edible fish, but I was given to this then. That's number 2. Then, of course, my dad gets this for me, Nat Geo Wild, not the one you watch on DSTV. This is the real Nat Geo Wild that you read through, history. Anything that has to do with fish. If you look at this now, freshwater turtle designed for survival. And yeah, I have freshwater turtles here now. When you were down, when we soon go down now, you see students who are screaming all because they had turtle trying to chase them all over the place. Freshwater turtles. This is where the idea came from. Now, this is another American one. I think that's really helping some of us. Now, this helped me in the ornamental section. Now, for the edible fish section, we only have one institution in Lagos, Nigerian Institute of Oceanography and Marine Research. Now, they publish papers. They receive papers. They are given to fish, and they are more on the technical side. Created by the government to make practical reality of fish come to life. But when they do the research, they keep in the library. So what I do is I just go there and just pick the papers, proceedings of aquaculture training program. This one is even directory sponsored by the Director of Rural Infrastructure, but it was NIOMA, National Institute of Oceanography and Marine Research. So all of the details of research results as a print,
wow,
I go ahead and start reading.
Wow.
To grab. And
you were never fed up with boring materials.
No, you're not.
Because, or you're a
polymath. So
polymath, like
I'm a book person all along.
Okay.
So that's my hobby. So it was really good that I'm finding my feet since I found that I love fish, the aquatic area. Now, the last one, which is very crucial, is this one that has to do with this association, Fishery Society of Nigeria, FISON. Now, at our time, every graduate in fisheries must be a member of this and pay subscription to them. So that's why before God used me to catalyze the fisheries revolution, it's only people who went to fishery school that seem to be able to talk about fish at all. So it's the preserve of generals who have big earthen ponds and the rest. Why? Because the information everybody is using is from this Fish Society of Nigeria. So they have annual papers, and they look at this one. This one is even expensive. Work in 2003 now. If I see the old one, it's about 50 naira, but this one is 1,005. Okay, things are getting, oh, God knows how much it costs now. So you can see all of the proceedings. So you go through them and see which one is okay for the research that I want to do. So after that, what I did was this. Of course, with these two, I still have friends who I sponsor. You know, at my own small level, I told you I'm now running an aquarium company. So some come to me and say, help me. Now there's a particular guy that I assisted that time called Gideon Adeyemi. I think he works with United Nations now. God used me to assist him to pay his hostel fees for University of Ibadan.
From fisheries?
Yeah.
From aquarium?
From aquarium.
Hey.
So while he was there, he just said he came across a particular magazine, a particular journal that he felt would be useful to me. By the way, he was reading Geographical Information Systems.
Okay, GIS.
So, GIS. So he felt he must give information to this man who helped him, right? And he brought this for me. This is amazing. Wow. This was a phenomenal book, 2-page, that actually helped in catalyzing catfish revolution. And what's in there, right? I'll read something for you now. This was what made me to know that. So you can do catfish fingerlings in wooden vats with just lino carpet that everybody is now doing slow set fingerlings now. Now I can't see whether they put the date there. I think the date didn't show because it was just an extract. But let me read something for you.
The date is actually showing in the way the paper is looking. It's looking like the old Bible scroll.
Now let me say something about this that we see how this led to a spark. A spark. Now they said here, hybrid seed production is generally the preserve of large-scale agro-businesses, like in Nigeria generals. Now they say often to the detriment of local strains and small-scale operations. Now they say improved germplasm of both crops and livestock often mean reliance by developing countries on imported and high-cost technology. They now say, but producing hybrid catfish in Vietnam, however, is a small-scale family business using a minimum of resources. And this article describes how Mrs. Kwan Mai has mastered the techniques and business skills to produce 70 million hybrid catfish babies. Did you hear me? 70 million hybrid catfish seed per year in the front room. That's a balcony of a family home in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. 70 million catfish babies. 52 makes 1 year. So that means producing over 1 million per week in the balcony of a house as a part-time person. Now, the insult that came to me, not insult really, they said that the boom, they said they have a Asian catfish called Clarias macrocephalus because it's very small, like gala, like that, size of gala, you know, that USC gala. But let me read something for you here very briefly. Now they said the native Asian catfish, Clarias macrocephalus, is an important natural resource, right, in Southeast Asia. But a boom, listen very well, in its culture potentially really began with the development in Vietnam of its hybrid with the African sharp-toothed catfish, right? Clarias garipinis in the early 1980s. Our own catfish from Nigeria was exported to Vietnam to mix their own small gala-like stuff that led to the boom.
Something, sir. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. 2 things I want to say here. One of the things that changed my life is something a mentor told me. He said, what you cannot see, you cannot become. You want to become something, you need to see. That's why I spend a lot in traveling to see. Can you see what books are done? Now, seeing does not mean you have to be there physically sometimes. This inspired greatness. And that particular scroll, I call it a scroll. Can you see how torn that is several decades old?
Yeah, but
now he had it, and it's one reason why we are doing what we are doing. I discovered that, like, we are in a generation where the young people don't want to give the kudos to those who have gone out there. All of them want to say, I'm a pioneer, I started this. I saw somebody saying the person started farming some 3, 4, 5 years, 4 years ago. He said, when I started, nobody was there. And I was like, can you imagine?
What?
Yes, it's one of the things the young people are most losing out on. Can you see what Mr. Fish is showing us? Mr. Fish, this is big. The reason why I think this is big is because you saw it, what they did in China and some other places.
Yeah.
And you are replicating this. Because my next question will now be, what unconditional, thing motivated you? But I think you have gotten there. So
there's something I want to give to the youth.
Take it beyond.
They need to. Now you said the other one was hold, but how about this? this is 1995. 1995. I wrote this. How many years ago now? 05. Okay, 15, 25, 30 years ago.
Mr. Fish,
this sheet of paper.
Are you a winner? You go to Winners Chapel?
Oh yeah, I'm still coming to it. I'm still going to that.
Do you go? Is that the church?
Yeah, since 1991.
Do you know why I asked? That's how Bishop Oyedepo behaves. Bishop Oyedepo will tell you 1982, so. While I was, I caught something. Continue, sir.
Now, they might not see it very well, but I'll pick it out. Now, I joined the Winners Chapel in 1991, and the reason is because...
I hope I'm not diverting you.
No,
I want you to talk about this before you go into that.
Yeah. Now, what I found out about the place, I joined because there was a book somebody gave me, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Okay.
Right? That was a book I held. A friend saw me and said, what are you doing with this book? The book says something about how to win friends and influence people. And that's what life is all about, to impact people and be friends. He said, if you don't remember anything in this book, remember the 4 rules that will make you successful in life. Rule 1, never criticize, condemn, or complain. Rule 2, see things from the other person's perspective. Rule 3, always make the other person feel that the idea is his. I'll tell you why that became a problem for fish. That's why you see people saying, oh, they are the one. Then number 4, find something to praise in the other person. So, you just lay down.
Fish,
yes, sir.
That first rule, I want you to repeat it.
Never criticize, condemn, or complain.
Do you know why I ask you to repeat this?
Yeah.
In 2025, in fact, in the last few years, the biggest problem with the Nigerian youth, especially, is complaining. They have complained so much about their leaders. Unfortunately, they've not been able to change anything. Many times they said to you, I tell them, what I can't control, I don't waste my time on it. Yes. Does that mean you should not speak out? I'm not saying you shouldn't. But how many of you have complained and changed anything? How many? The energy you're supposed to use to be productive, what have you turned into? Mr. Fick, please continue.
Yeah. So the guy saw me with this, you guys, you should be Pentecostal now. I have a church that I will take you to, that the man talks like what he's saying in the book that I'm reading. So I followed him, he dragged me down, we stayed at different places, and I saw the bishop then talking about the brain of a white man, not different from the brain of a black man, that we are all the same, and that we have the potential to get to the max. In fact, that's the first thing I had him to talk about. Max, we can get to the max that we design for ourselves. And he said, if only we can seek knowledge, and we can only get knowledge through books, mentorship, and the rest. So I just started buying books. Then we go ahead and set up a vision for ourselves, develop mission statement, plan, and then prioritize, and then boom, you go. So I decided to go ahead and do that exactly for myself, the area I love, which is fish. So what I did was to create a 70-year plan.
70-year plan?
Exactly.
Wow.
This is 30 years into it now.
Wow.
And everything is working with remarkable, will I use the English alacrity? Now, what's this scruffy looking stuff? Now, it's part of the master plan. Now, there's another one here, maybe you beam on it. If you look at, let's say, it's upside down. Look at, I think I have to see how to rewrite this thing. I call it Great Commission Ministry. You see, from the age of 35 to 85, I said 50 years. Can you see that? So what I want to do, from 35 to when I'm 85, I'm 60 now. And I'll let you know what exactly is here. Phase 1 phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, phase 6, and how it has impacted, how it's happening exactly. So let's come to this first one first, because everybody's asking, like he asks now, why am I polymatic in my approach, diverse? Now, what I decided to do was, since there's nobody doing ornamentals in Nigeria, there is no university doing any course in it. Even world over, at that time, there are just only 3 institutes in the world. Spachos College in England, acted in somewhere in Florida, and then Dr. Uzemaya in South Africa. Nobody does anything about aquatics or ornamentals. There's any organized study in an institution. I mean, is that bad? So I now decided, based on information I got, remember, quiz boy from Unilag, and all the information I have from the library. So I borrowed the books endlessly, relentlessly. After it's expired 3 months, I'll go for 6 months. At a stage, you now said, since they know what I was going to do with it, so there are some books I borrowed 2 years non-stop, all because I want to practicalize what is in there. So the first thing I did for myself was to do a 3 years of innovation and concept development. So I said it's going to be 3 lines. 1, edible, ornamental fish. No, let me read appropriately. Okay, ornamental fish breeding line. And here I hope I'll be able to say well, I wrote goldfish, angelfish, live bearers, gouramis. Okay, if you look at gouramis, and then you can still see don't even know it's faded now. That was no, okay, yeah, that's number 1, right? That's number 1. Then the second stuff was going to be, that's to breed these fishes, because fishes that come from overseas, they open up their bum when they come to Nigeria. That's why they say Nigeria is God's own country. The weather seems to be super friendly. And I don't know why.
Fishes that refuse to breed there?
No, that are breeding over there. When they come to Nigeria, they breed.
Okay.
But the other side is that when a Nigerian fish is taken over there, majority refuse to breed. They close their bum.
So foreign varieties breed here.
Breed here, yeah.
It means the environment is conducive for all sorts
of fish from everywhere in the world, in Nigeria here.
Wow.
That's why, as we go down the lane in this interview, you will see us breeding goldfish from China.
Mr. Fish, you just opened up a business model.
Koi from Japan.
Mr. Fish is saying that Nigeria can be
fish breeding headquarters of the world, exactly. But if we get our own Nigerian fishes, sorry, majority will refuse to breed in captivity. We'll get to some of them as we go around the farm. It's unbelievable. So I decided I was stubborn. I said, UK, you must produce under my custody as a Nigerian, not that you just produce in the bush. But these guys still refuse. I'll tell you where advantage it confers on the young one now, very soon. Now, so I have that line, the first line, 1995, that line of ornamental fish.
Okay.
So how do I get the fishes? You'll be wondering. There are a few folks then who export ornamental fish. A few players, like about 4 or 5. And in return, they get fish from overseas.
Okay.
So I go to them at UTC then. How many of us know Kingsway stores? So
we
go buy from them and then get male and female and then read up what I have in the books and then start breeding. So after I finish the breeding, I document it down and turn it into a book, in a manual, so that I know I might not be in a position to do all of this. Since my mission is to be a catalyst and a change agent. So I'm going to be able to transfer it for the present generations and the generations to come. So I turn it into a manual, which even became a book later on. I'll show you some of them now. So for a whole year, that's what I was doing. Mind you, some money was coming from me from my aquarium business that was used to fund this research because it cost money. Mistakes and there, together with that family I talked about, who was assisting me one way or the other by allowing me to use their facility somewhere around the Paja here.
Okay.
Then they're late now. That's Afolabi Akitola and the wife Agatha Akitola, right? Those are the parents of that my school friend who were doing quiz together, right? So I started with that goldfish thing, then followed by the ornamental line. If you look at the ornamental line, that's when you capture them from the wild, wherever they have. We've got hundreds of rivers all across Nigeria. And many of the fishes that have been there for ages. So they have peculiar beauty peculiar shapes or thereabout that people are looking for all over the
The
world.
world.
So your job is just to get them in that your village,
Beauty in captivity.
right? Put them in a quarantine holding. Some will be stubborn and say they are shifts in their local environment. They don't want to travel. So they just prefer to die rather than go. To them, they look as slave, but they're going to enjoy when they japa because it's going to be in a comfortable aquarium or thereabout.
Fish too with japa.
They've been jackpotting all along before we started the stuff. You know, they call it ornamental fish exporting. I'll dwell on that later. So I did for quite a few. If you look at here, you see I wrote long nose fish.
Yeah.
I wrote Delhazy here. I wrote Oscillifer network. I wrote labio. I wrote butterfly fish, upside down catfish, crebensis, mono, and then aposemium.
Are you hearing those names?
Now you might not have had them before,
Mr.
but let me just talk on just about
Mr.
three of
Fish,
them.
are these English names or something?
No, these are scientific name.
Okay, go ahead,
No scientific stroke English name that's given to them.
Okay.
Like let me give an example, the long nose, the African long nose. We'll see when we go down. Now, African long nose is a species endemic to Nigeria. It's the most sensitive living thing on the planet because it can detect 14,000 contaminants in water. So they use a living sensor in water works all over the world. If this is not available world over, there'll be epidemic in water works all over the world.
Mr. Fish, wait.
Yeah. And it's only found in Nigeria.
Wait.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you serious?
I'm not here to exaggerate for
14,000 what?
contaminants in water. I'll give you, anything I say, I have documents. If you can beam down now, I was trying to prepare for you. I've got over close to 2,000 pieces of paper here, but that's just a tip of the iceberg. In case there's time enough for this, I will show you on
Please
Time Magazine.
No. What's the name of the fish? African long nose.
Natunemos pitesi.
Hey,
so I did a research on it, but during the rainy season it disappears. But during dry season it comes. So common sense says you that have the capability to keep it during the rainy season and then sell. Are you getting me? At the dry season, you're in big money, isn't it? And I can tell you a few Nigerians are involved in this. That's just long nose on his own. So I did that research. Then I have this one, Delhazy. Now Delhazy is an ancient fish. You see it downstairs now.
Delhazy.
Yeah, it's a Polypterus family. You will see some members of the family when we go down now.
Okay.
When we go and see the display. Now Delhazy is an expensive fish because it's an ancient fish, right? One Delhazy sometimes is sold between $5 to $15, depending on size. Some sell for as much as $70 to $80, right? But then let me just give a small story. One guy that was assisting in his export program about 25 years ago, that's the way he talked to me when he saw me the way I was fiddling with something. And he talked to me anyhow. And I look at this local boy who didn't go to fishery school talking to me anyhow. So the one that he said I'd made to die, he gave it to me. I preserved it formalin. And I told my wife, I was just nearly married then, I said, I'm going to find out where this fish is in Nigeria. I'm going to bring it down for 10 naira. That time it was selling for about $8. I said, I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to look for where this fish is sold for 10 naira. I won't come back home until I see it. The preserved stuff, I started taking from Ojota Park. Where do you think we'll get this fish? From there, I moved from Benin. From Benin to, what's it called? For Agenebody. From Agenebody, I crossed to Ida. To cut the story short, I met a family that the fish is endemic in their town. And I brought it down to Lagos at 10 naira each. I was selling it to him for 300 naira. He was exporting for about $8 or $10 then. I don't care. I'm making my money too. That's the Delhazy. God knows how much they're selling the Delhazy now, but I won't tell you on camera. Right? Now, let me talk about one or two again. Now, we've got this one here. Let's look at upside down catfish.
Upside down catfish.
When he's eating and his belly is full, it turns upside down. You know, some of our, women, we are blessed with belly too, You got your own fair share too. But it's not because you have eaten. But when upside down catfish is eating and the thing gets rounded, it turns upside down. Now, what's unique about it? Most fishes, they have a black top and a white under for camouflage, so that dangerous animal looking for them under will see reflection of the sun. And from top too, you see the dark top, you see it against the dark background of the but for upside down catfish, both top and bottom is all black.
Wow.
All because of anytime he's eating, it turns upside down and he's happy. You think he's dead. No, he's just excited. Now, one of these children who came here if you just Google, upside down catfish is sold for £10 in England. But here, how much supplies from local people? Maybe 100 naira or 200 naira.
Mr. Fish,
Something on export.
Something came up now. I wanted to ask you, I forgot.
Yeah.
I lost my thought that time, I remember.
Yeah.
You spoke about the Chinese fish
Yeah.
that was crossed with the African one, Nigerian one or something.
Oh, yeah.
Catfish.
Yeah,
I don't want to forget.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the Dutch variety that they blended with our own. So even the Chinese did it.
Oh, yeah, the Vietnamese, right? Vietnam. Vietnam is a major player in the world of fish export to US. Yeah, they did that. Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine?
This is real now. This is, I don't say things, this is real.
Can you imagine?
Before the internet days now, somebody gave it, that's written here in this article.
Our fish.
Yeah. Interestingly, the woman who is
They
producing
won't call
70
it
million,
our name.
the husband, you now say, who is the husband? Now she produces 70 million in back on part-time. So what's the husband? Is the husband dependent on that? No. The husband, right, is into, now, let me tell you what the husband does. Now, the husband produces ornamental fish. That's what I want to just make you know. If you read this article, the husband actually breeds ornamental fish because he feels catfish is too cheap for him to do in terms of profit. So he breeds ornamental fish and just helps the wife to keep parent stock in his own farm that he trucks bike down to home when the woman wants to breed. So to have 70 million catfish babies is just by the way. And you know how much they sell catfish Jebu fries? It's almost about 50 naira or so. So 70 million times 50 naira. Interesting. So that's done. No, there's many more for people to learn from. So let me just, one more fish again now. Let's look at mono fish.
Mono?
No, let me not call them aposemium. Okay. Now aposemiums, they call them kilifishes. People in Germany call them, they call them kitcheners. They like keeping this fish. Now the fish is the size of a matchstick. Just about the size of a matchstick.
Yes, yes.
Now they are annual fishes. That means everybody dies by December ending during Ramadan.
Those fishes?
They are found in small lakes, puddles.
Okay.
Right? And the puddle will die. Motor will even pass over. So how do they have a new set the next year? So if we don't harness the ones that are there this year, we've all lost. God has given us enough resources to make money in thousands of dollars because He made these fish available. They are so colorful. Okay, I'll show you some later. Maybe the cameraman can beam a aposemium later on. Now, so colorful that there was a time I know, I don't know if he's still doing the business now. Now, this guy works 4 months of the year. What does he do? He gets aposemiums around the Cameroon mountains. Now, you can put 1,000 in a box. He says at $1 each. He ships 40 to 50 boxes once every week for 4 months. And he has enough money and goes on holiday 8 months of the year.
1,000 in a box?
Yeah, 40 boxes.
$1,000?
Yeah,
40 boxes, $40,000.
So 4 times in a month?
4 times in a month.
Yeah, okay.
$160,000.
Then times 4 months.
Oh my God.
Then he goes on holidays 8 months of the year.
Oh my God.
This should be Rich Farmers Forum, not Wealthy Farmers.
Oh my God.
Now, but my job is to be a change agent. You'll be wondering, Mr. Fish, why can't you just focus on that? Then you all be missing. There will be no need for this interview. Some of us believe that when we impact, that's the real riches. Right? But that doesn't preclude us from having our own personal riches. The thing is that we're just contented. I've seen immensely rich people, but they are sad because they don't have people they are impacting. We'll come to that later. So back to our stuff. Now we got aposemium. You got about aposemium now. So like, okay, I think that's enough for you. Now the third phase, are you getting me? That, I said 95, 96, then 97 was food fish induced breeding. Right? A whole year I dedicated myself to getting a particular fish and then trying to find out what it takes for it to produce. So we started, if you look at here, I got Clara's catfish, then I got tilapia,
Yes.
I got carp, I got freshwater shrimp, then I got snakehead okodo, then I got gymnacos ejoso. This is 1997.
My God.
Now having done that and I put them in booklets, manuals, right? How do I? So this is a load of information waiting to be tapped. Now, should I show you some of the manuals? Don't ask me for now. You're going to buy it on sale later on. I'll see what I can arrange with Debo so that it can be bought in an organized manner. So let me just show you some of them. Hold on for me.
Guys, Mr. Fish is loading us with. This is a crazy interview. I'm so excited. I didn't know I'm coming to meet all this wealth of knowledge. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Apucinius, or what did they call it? Long nose.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Man,
Here we are.
oh my God.
Here we are. Look at this. This is a program on how to breed, how to export, capture, quarantine, and export ornamental fish. You got ornamental fish export seminar.
Wow.
December 12th, 1998.
1998, you have been holding seminar on export of
Yes,
fish?
yeah. But I cancelled it so as to preserve the existing Ornamental Fish Exporters Association that was on the budding stage.
Mr. Fish,
That has become an oligopoly now.
I have a lot to say about that. We will get there.
Okay,
Please,
we'll get there. Okay.
get this.
Now, look at
I just
this.
want guys to note that this was 1998, okay?
Now, this is
I'm going to
fish,
say something about
angel fish breeding. I decided to start even training people. Look at angel fish breeding seminar by formed an Aquaculture Revolution Institute, and this is all about breeding angel fish. Right now, when we go down, you see about 2,000 angel fish in a pond. On Gigi, one angel fish is sold for 8,000. I'm not saying when you breed, you sell for 8,000. You can sell for 2,000 so that the chain can thrive and succeed. Now, this is goldfish breeding seminar. Right? If you look at it, this was done when this was about 1998 too. Right? Goldfish breeding seminar. Right? That's the Chinese goldfish. Right. And then let's look at some more. Okay, I've shown you angel. No, I've not shown angel fish. Now this is, you've seen angel fish already. That's it. Colors. Now this aquarium construction. Look at how much they
Just look at the manual.
There's a young boy called Lati the Rich Kid who told me he bought this manual from me to get. They're all supported with VHS videos. Now converted it to DVDs now. Now he told me he bought it from me for 5,000 naira with the VHS and made almost $12,000 from it by creating short videos in it on the internet. That was as at that time. And so I said yes. Now this is all about setting up an aquarium shop, which I think youths in this country need now, right? And then we now have this Agurami. This is a Gurami teaching training program. You see the meaning of that research that I said was done. Right now down to manuals. So how many of them will I do? So let's go ahead. Then we have this one too. Okay, this is aquarium. Okay, this particular one is funny. Now, like I told you, I was funding this research from money made from my aquarium business. So what made us popular in the aquarium business in the early days? Because of will I say act of God, met somebody at the first international trade fair in Nigeria, right? And he's an editor of Sunday Times. Okay. We only have 3 newspapers: Daily Times, Sunday Times, Tribune, and then weekend newspaper. Now, the man met me in 1988.
Wow.
1988. And said, young man, I love your aquarium display. Why can't you start writing articles for our Sunday Times so that people will know about aquarium? That's what led to the aquarium care column. Can you see?
Far back as 1988.
Oh yeah. You know, I told you I started with aquariums. Well, on campus, when I saw during the quiz incubation at the Ghani Library, look at what they wrote there. The spirit of MAMSA. How many of us know what they call MAMSA?
MAMSA, remember MAMSA? MAMSA is an organization, right?
Yeah, for poverty elevation.
Yes.
Yeah, I descended on a little workshop at Odeja Ikrisa in Surulere, suburb of Lagos. There are a couple of young university trained men have decided to focus their training on towards building what one of them described as scientific aquariums. With the company of Christian, one of them, holds a master's degree in fisheries from University of Lagos, while his partner, a final year architecture student, who for that reason now wishes to remain unnamed. Look at that. On how to maintain an aquarium, there's no one who wants to start an aquarium business that will not need this eventually. I think you might have to assist in putting this online.
One of the goals of this whole thing is to help in creating not just a legacy impact, generational impact in agriculture. That is why Wealthy Farmer, it's you hearing it from the source, you hearing it from the farmer himself. Pick what you want, blow it to the next level. That's what some of this is all about. Is you learning it, hearing it, and all that. Anyway, as you subscribe to the Wealthy Farmers Forum, you get to know a whole lot. Mr. Fish is digging out crazy I mean, crazy info, and he's giving us crazy insight here. Please continue, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right.
I am too excited because I didn't know you are coming up with all this.
Yeah, of course, I want to tell you, I was just wondering, how do I congeal 35 to 40 years information into a less than 3 hours interview and try to let the younger ones benefit from the already done assignments so that they can take it to the next level. So that's why I went digging to make sure that I show documented evidences. You know, we talked about the that stuff. Now that's innovation and concept development. So the next thing after doing all that will now be the foundation and structure, right? So how do you now develop structure for this now? Now, if you look at this second paper, camera will get close. You know, I said phase 1, salesmanship. You know, I said the whole idea is to sell goods, sell services, sell ideas. Program 1. And how do you do that? Sell goods, services, or ideas. The first thing is for the idea to come. So I said consultancy, homestead services, articles, seminars, and co. Like even here, you will see that I wrote it there. Debo, look at this. You see, I wrote here, pioneering aquaculture extension service on the commercial scale in Nigeria. I said 450,000 fish farmers. Are you getting me? Doing fish farm all around the country.
450,000.
And there are more than that now.
Yes. So this was a vision you wrote down.
Yeah. Is there? Is there, you know, that there will fish farm training centers. It's amazing. Then I said, you see, I wrote there African fish blessings, aquarium blessings shop, then fish supermarket, and then Eden Water and Gardens. That's public aquatic park, which is what is happening in our compound now on a small scale. Then I wrote here, I said, something filters, I can't even see very well now. I said commercial aquatic installations, which is what they call WRAS now. Water reservoir aquaculture systems. Everything was there. In fact, when somebody asked me, what do you intend to do with all of this? And I wrote at the back, look at this. This was 12/7/97. I said, to help young ones, let's see, to identify a purpose
we need to
and for immediate pursuit, to ignite early beginnings.
This needs to be. Can we zoom this so that it is not just hearsay? 1997.
So, yeah, I mean it's interesting. I say from the age of 12 to help young ones to identify, and focus on a purpose for immediate pursuit from the age of 12. I say in short, to ignite early beginnings, especially in this aspect of fish. So no wonder you see young people all over our place now. We've done that in the past 2 years. We've done over 8,000 students, all going on with an aquarium each.
Wait, you have given over 8,000 aquariums?
Yes, to young children.
So all the students we saw, the pupils we saw downstairs,
yeah,
they are going on with an aquarium.
They become an aquarist. I became one year 3 in the university. In fact, when I had the first aquarium, the same one I'm giving them now, my room became a senior of all highs at Unilag. Mr. Unilag came, Miss Unilag came. In fact, that's what led to my partner joining me, because he's a classmate to Mr. Unilag then.
I'm getting more inspired. Convener is getting inspired. You know, there's something we do in Solar's family.
Yeah.
We give some farms to public schools because we said private schools order them, but what about children that attend public school? Will they ever have an access to this thing? If you can inspire them, you don't know how far they can go. I don't even know. You wrote this down 1997.
Oh yeah.
And you have given an aquarium to more than 8,000 pupils.
Oh yes. And each of the aquarium, not a plastic tank, plastic stuff alone, it's got live fish that will give birth to a young one live. Many of them have multiple challenge eventually, which is too many babies in the tank, and they have to now be forced to get a big one. And then they go with live plants, with real aquarium gravel, not those calcium carbonate things you see, the silica sand, and they have free fish food for 3 months.
If you are watching this, as you see it scroll or something, you're a school owner, you're an alumni association, This is a program I think you should sponsor your young ones, your pupils too. This is impact at its best.
Oh,
Mr.
yes.
Fish, thank you for doing this.
The life of the children don't change. They cause a hassle at their home because they don't want to watch television anymore. They keep restricting their parents. And it causes, in Face Me, I Face You, when the child brings it home, you know, the other children in the house, whose schools have not come. Oh my God. The house becomes public domain. They tell us all the time. And that forces, so it's amazing because I got super impressed. My room became a series of all that at Unilag. Now, why would I allow children to get to university before they can have access to the same thing? So from 2-year-old and above, they get to have their own aquarium. And you know what I do? I tell them, if you keep your aquarium for 1 year, I'll give you a bigger one. I'll give you a bigger one. Can you imagine that? Now, let me tell you what happened one time to me. Now, when I say I give them a bigger aquarium, I'm talking about aquarium worth about 15,000 naira. So I promised a school, some student from the school, Maryland Convent, by the Maryland underpass. Say, if 1 year, I will give you, do you know, exactly a year, within a space of about 4 days, I got almost 35 calls.
Wow.
Mr. Fish, you remember we came to your place and said, if we keep our aquarium for 1 year, now you promised us a bigger one.
Wow.
I nearly ran bankrupt for aquarium.
Wow.
My wife said, you promised them, oh, children will remember for life. You better fulfill your obligation.
Wow.
So after I did it for 2 schools, I stopped doing that. Since I now know that majority can keep their, can you imagine a child keeping an aquarium for 1 year? What will become of that child as they grow older? What it means for the revolution. After we have assisted the older, the millennium group, the baby boomers with their own, through our consultancy program, and then of course through the books that was written for catfish. You know, I didn't finish the one on catfish. This is the game changer that actually helped the catfish revolution. You know, I showed you the ornamentals, but I didn't conclude on the edible fish. So after having done the one for pond construction, okay, let me show them all the file. Pond construction, I just documented it down because people don't construct pond the right way, especially 18 ponds. So a book was written on it for you to know exactly how to do soil test. At that time, there's a government organization by World Bank that used to charge 40,000 naira a day. Such an high amount of money to just help you do soil test and all the rest. I can't remember the name really now. So I just had to look, this is how it's done. If you have to embank your pond and the rest, and this is what you have, right? In the book, there's so many more things there to make you know how to construct a fish farm a fish pond appropriately. Look at all the embankment address. So then I focused on, you know, when people are succeeding with that, we now went to this, the father of them all, which is fingerling production, the fastest growing agribusiness in the world. Aspect of agribusiness in the world. That's to produce thousands of fingerlings from 2 babies, like about 30,000, and sell for, what's it called? Now I think it's almost about 50 to 100 naira for one now. I think depending on the subspecies of catfish you're selling. In 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Now this is the book that led to the revolution. And I must read something to you here, first of all, to the acknowledgement. You see, I said to the King of Kings and to Lester Sumrall, 1913 to 1996. Now, whose mission was to inspire God's people to help fulfill the vision the Lord gave to him in Jerusalem, the Joseph End Time Feed the Hungry program. I said this book is a response. There's an elderly man, one of the old people who were with the sages in the Pentecostal world. You know, he was, I think he wrote the Militant Church, Lester Sumrall. These are the people who went on horseback to preach the gospel in Europe and the rest. So he said while he was in Jerusalem at 80 plus, God said, look, it's time for you to feed the hungry. He said, how can I do that, Lord, when I'm this old? He said, don't worry, I'll send the message. I'll impart the message to younger people. And that's how one of them
spoke and you got inspired.
I got inspired. How did I get inspired? How did I know about this? I've never been to the US. Now, he told the church to start bringing waste food, you know, cans and all that stuff that are not expired yet. So they decided taking the countries, first of all to Somalia, then from there to Rwanda, then from there to Liberia. But I said, silver and gold, me I don't have, but I got my brain. Why can't I use my brain? Rather than give them fish, let them teach them how to fish. All across Africa here. I think that's why I said dedicated to the world's hungriest people. Believing that changing the status of young people like this one in this photo will be the goal of everyone who will practice the contents of this book. So it's it's all designed for impact. Of course, you make money as you make the impact.
Mr. Fish.
This is amazing. Now, we got this one too for tilapia production, because many people are confused about tilapia production, right? You know, people will tell you tilapia gives birth to a lot of babies, so you want it not to close its bum up. Fine. How do you do that? You use what they call methyl-testosterone. But then you have to use something to dissolve it, which is absolute alcohol. But nobody will tell you the percentage of absolute alcohol to use to get the job done. If you want that, okay, send the DM to Debo. He will tell you, let me know, and I'll send it to you. Because I'm sure some people will want to. Mr. Ben, you say that.
Bam! He has given me something. Bam!
Then
Subscribe. When you share this video with 100 people, you get some of this.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you get the details straight.
You get some of these details.
Now, there's the fifth one. When people are succeeding with catfish farm in their compound, landlord will just say, look, you got to pack out. You can't pack out your concrete pond. This happened a lot in Ibadan. So that's what forced us to go ahead and then publish this particular book. And of course, it still all had to do with hunger again. If you look at the acknowledgement, I say all thanks go to United Nations Secretary Kofi Annan, who during a seminar on innovative approach to meeting the hunger needs in Africa, observed that scientific advances that work very well elsewhere are not directly applicable to Africa. He also commanded that we should act with greater purpose and urgency, focusing on practical innovative solutions to have the number of hungry and malnourished people in Africa by 2015. We have gone, people are still hungry. This was Guardian, July 6, 2004. So I said by so saying, he simply armed us with enough courage to carry out our vision and break new grounds by creating this mobile fish farm that helps solve the hunger problem in Africa. Productivity is not how much you put together, but how well you put it together. This is just the beginning of our own contribution to solving the problem of hunger and contribution in Africa. So you see tarpaulin vats everywhere, plastic tanks everywhere. The Indians are making a kill out of this. GP, Heart, and the rest.
Mr.
They
Fish.
Forgot that we're the ones who made that happen.
Mr. Fish, you have clearly mastered your art. And there is a question I wrote down for you, which I think you're already talking about. That what specific aspect or what key innovation or secret sauce is your operational methodology? As you began to unveil this, I just said, okay, that's what are those secret things? What are those things you created? What are those innovations you batted? Okay, and that has turned to the huge result that we see all over the place. Truly, tarpaulin pond is now everywhere, which is an amazing innovation because you can take your pond.
Even the plastics.
Yeah, the plastic tanks and all that. So what are those things you brought into this space?
Okay, number one, among them, first of all, is to simplify the heart of doing catfish first.
Okay.
So that there won't be jealousy. I'm making the money, and then my neighbor is suffering. So that's when this book came into being, right? Especially this particular one that I've not even shown you. That's the growing catfish book. Everybody's concerned about feeds now. Feeds. Half of this book is about feeds and feeding. Everybody was doing catfish this way, like this primitive lady here, right? Who evolutionary said we took our roots from, right? You know why? People were doing 2 catfish in 1 square meter space to grow to 200 grams in 9 months. But today, with this book, you now do 100 fish per square meter space to grow to 1 kg times 5. Not in 9 months, but in 5 months. Oh. And then you can even go 350 fish per square meter from the contents of this book, which is the recycling stuff. This is one of the key innovations. Water recirculating aquaculture system. We'll see some details when we go out. So the first thing, let me start from the feeds because it's a major challenge everybody faces on operational methodology. So the first one we did for fingerling production, because there's no imported food. So I got something from a man running Interpet in Dock in England. He had a production called Liquid Fry. Okay. When I bought it from England through the father of that friend of mine, Afolabi Akitola, right? I saw that it was egg yolk, preserved in using preservative, that they are using to give to young people who have fish all across. And the company Interpet made a fortune out in England. I don't have to preserve it here. What I just did was to train people directly with the first seminar I did with Success Digest. Boom.
How to use egg yolk.
Are you getting me? So they just I just teach them, look, use egg yolk
Do you know
to feed your fish.
Do you know that I'm just hearing that this came from you, because the first person that was trying to teach me to grow fish
Yeah.
said cook egg, use the yolk. Later I said mix fish meal with it. All sort of things.
Yeah.
I didn't know these are your innovations. Can
Yeah.
you imagine?
It's all written in this book
Oh
as far
my
back as
God.
1997.
Oh my God.
Written in this book.
This was in 2003. I didn't know you got
It's
it
been there since
here.
1997. It's in here. It's in here. Let me see the page where we have it. You know, can you see what you need to do from day 1 to day 42?
Wow.
Egg yolk. Then after the egg yolk thing, you eat the albumin. So you don't be jealous about your stuff when it comes to that.
Wow.
Because albumin is not the white part, but the yolk that's hard. You now sprinkle it. You tie in an handkerchief, and then you now sprinkle it.
Yeah.
In case you want to know more, if they go to my YouTube page, they go to the playlist where you have fish.
Don't worry, we
feeding.
We will tag that.
You will see,
Yes.
you'll see almost about close to 80 videos on how to bring down your cost of feeding. Now, so that was number one. So people were, now, you can even now, when you now had the fish meal you're talking about, you can't just add it to the yolk. Now, you're not going to moilize the thing.
Mobilize it, yes.
I hope you know what I mean by moilize. Now, what you're going to do, okay, for those who don't understand the Yoruba.
It's bean cake.
Bean
It's
cake.
a special delicacy where beans is grinded, mixed with oil. You know, you cook it.
And then you put
And
it,
then
you put in a
leaves or
leaf
something, yeah.
or in a plate and put in a water bath to get it to boil, right? Not directly in the pot. So what we do is that you now, the second phase is to get the egg, break it completely, put it in a small bowl, small, like a tumbler, like a cup, not glass cup, aluminum. Then you now put some elemental fish meal inside, or whatever it is that you want to add to it, right? And then you mix it together, and then you now put it as a water bath, a little water in the pot, then place that component in your small container inside, and allow it to just boil. It looks like meat pie. Oh, serve it to your fish. They run mental.
Mr. Fish,
Everybody-
don't expose all these things. Let them get the book, let them get the resources.
That's about that.
It's all there.
The number 2 innovation was this thing called, okay, let me say the problem we all had. Because you need to get what they call Artemia salina, called brine shrimp.
Yes.
Called brine shrimp.
Yes, we used to act it those days.
Yeah. And the kind of brine shrimp at that time was expensive, not to talk of now, that's almost about 12,000 naira now. That's like the SMA can, baby food stuff. So how do poor folks that want to start with, how do they get this? Because in the beginning of any revolution, you know you have 5 classes. I know that I have 5 classes of people that goes to appeal to over time. The first one are the pioneering group. Those who don't know, who don't have any funds at all with them, but they just believe this John the Baptist or this mad scientist.
They believe.
They believe.
They
Yeah.
believe to see.
To
You
see.
remember that word?
Oh, yeah.
They believe to see.
And these are folks who don't have anything, unemployed, you know, the artisans, you know, that people look down on our streets. Those are the ones who believe first. Now the welder, the vulcanizer and co. When those ones started succeeding, that's what we'll have next phase of people. The pragmatists. Those are people like Tayo, Shola, who works in the bank manager. Now they don't have the time to follow one crazy guy, but they saw that this young Mukaila, who is a vulcanizer, he's bought a Volkswagen from the small fish he's doing his compound. So the banker to get in. He doesn't have the time, but he has the cash. That's when what led to fish feeds coming to the country, because he doesn't have time to make his own food. Then before you know it, that was father now, the banker. We now got the next phase, the conservatives, those ones who call their leg and read newspaper, the elderly ones. They saw that for his son, banker, the fish pond in his house. The first one gave Baba plenty of fish, and Baba still had more than enough. Are you getting me? To give to friends, and that was still making profit. So Baba said, "Look, I want to invest in this." That's when I started getting a cloud of retirees who wants to do fish farming. Then from there we moved to the fourth phase, the sophisticates. Those are the corporate ones now, diasporas and corporate organizations now. In fact, you will see that there's a farm we did somewhere in Aquaculture that's almost about 300,000 to 1 million fish per production. You will think you're reading camp. The cameraman can bend it. You think you're reading camp. It's unbelievable. Those are the power of diaspora. When you talk about the rung of the ladder, you go through the bell curve from the pioneer to the pragmatists to the conservatives to the sophisticates, right? So let's get back to. So I was trying to help the initial people the people who believed me in the beginning, the pioneers. Now, they can't buy brand shrimp. So, based on one of the books you showed earlier on, I saw an article there who talked about an aquarist whose mother was giving challenges, and he went out on the warmer part, during warmer months in Russia, and got something they call it water fleas, Daphnia. They showed the picture, and I said, wait a minute. They say it's found in open gutters where you have the water a little bit fatter. So, boom, I took my net and started searching around any slightly stagnant water that has somebody doing effluent. Maybe they are grinding a goosey or thereabout. Lo and behold, I saw a better version of the Russian one. The red, the pinkish Daphnia that everybody knows of now. So, right the gutter beside you, you are safe from having to buy the brand shrimp from US that you have to even hash. That's how the revolution started. So the poor guy,
Mr. Fish actually introduced Daphne.
They
are hearing it from him now. Fish farmers, we can understand what I'm saying, really breeders.
Oh yeah. Oh come on. If they say no, let me tell you, at the university, nobody talked about Daphne. They told us about what they call moina. Maybe that's going to help a lot of you now. Because I didn't do it, nobody wants to copycat. Moina, M-O-I-N-A. Moina is gotten from cow dung. So go to Abato. They are a lot bigger than Daphne, but nobody is using it for fingerlings. I'm telling you that for free now. I think you should subscribe, join the boss stuff now. So and they can get a reward for making me expose this to you. Now Moina is about 4 times the size of Daphne. From just prepare cow dung and put in water, you see Moina come out. They look bigger balls, like double the tacking pin for shirts. Double the head, like about the size of catfish eggs. You can imagine feed that to your fish. They're just good to go. Nobody's doing Moina. Why I didn't like it was because it's cow dung, and I was arrogant then. You like aquaculture, great aquaculture, they go be cow dung. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like eating pond.
I think the world will go back to that now. Now that everybody wants to feed maggot.
Everybody talking about black soldier fly now.
Black soldier fly and all that.
So that's what we're going to go to eventually. So Daphne was number 2. Then number 3 was this issue of pelletized feeds. Nobody knew pelletized feeds till 1996.
I want to hear this.
All the generals who are involved in catfish farming, of course, they will patronize Naima.
You mean when we were using eba to mix?
Or even in Ibadan there, they will just look for dead dogs and eat by cars and then cut into pieces and put in the pond.
Yes.
If it's Jera, that's if it decays, it will bring more phytoplankton in your pond, the zooplankton and co. It was messy. Fish farming was not what nobody wanted to do, right? And everybody looks at fisheries as if you are not admitted for another course, you just feel bad in God that they took you for fishery. Oh my God! But God used to put light and shine into the whole thing. So Nigerian came to our farm. They've been on the 6-month stop. General is the one doing fish farming then. And Badagry side, General Paul Omu was doing it at Aquaculture farms in Warri then. I've been to some of these farms, massive farms like that. But when they want to feed fish, they bring up powdery combination of food and throw it. Half of the powder goes to the staff who is throwing the food. And the catfish is bigger than mine. My mouth is not small. Obviously. Now, how will powder enter this thing now?
It will enter. How will he get digested?
Digested. Half of it is there in the water.
Yeah.
So that's why the productivity is so low for catfish farming. So during that program, they came to me toward their final outreach. And they said, they've shown me so much. Then they just shoot. A week later, it was here on the 18th, so they told me. And for 18 minutes out of that time, they were just showing me. People are congratulating me that I still have the only pay for the 30 minutes program. It's still on the archives of the AIT. Anytime they show somebody else, they will show what they call, permit to use that word, fully in fish farming. But they will now revert back to me, so this is the right thing. Now at that time, why would nobody have pelletized fish? Do you know why? Because in the schools, they were teaching us binder. The professors too didn't tell us what to do.
Yeah.
But nobody knows what a binder is. So when I was about getting married, I had a fiancé. And I said, look, before we get married, you need to go to a cooking school. So she enrolled at yet came. So there, they now taught her about binders for food, maybe cakes or whatever it is. That's what we're talking about. Molasses, they're talking about momo, they're talking about egg yolk to bind, they're talking about starch. They also starch you use for a shirt. So we can use that. That's how I just yanked up the book from her. I decided that, look, let me experiment. That's how we started pelletizing food. So how do you pelletize it? So we're using this netting that they use for, that bricklayers use. So it will come out as beads. Beads that women used to put their waist on. They use that band. Yeah. So that's what we did. But then it just occurred to me, why can't we use? I don't know where the inspiration came from. Why can't we use this one they use for egusi, watermelon, right? So I went to Lagos, we want to look for because the thing used to come out like strands. So I got to Lagos and found that they have one that even has holes. They call it meat mixer for meat pie. I bought one. We brought it out. The thing we just bring it out like chin chin and make it small bit. The part of a revolution. That I'm bringing out for how much? I buy it for 1.5 and I sell it for almost about how much then? 7,000. People are so happy to even buy. But what? To save them, there's a video that I have one Mr. showing me is late now at Ogbade, who has the food recycling system year 2000. You will see a staff drying because at the year 2000 there's no imported food. Everything came in from 2001, 2002. After I introduced coppens to a group of entrepreneurs.
Wait, sir. You are the one that introduced coppens?
Oh yeah, I told the person who went there.
My God.
I have the documents.
I don't want to mention his name because
I have the documents.
I thought it was the one that brought it, the man in the battle. I thought it was the one that brought it.
Oh,
so you're the one, my God.
I told the whole thing emanated from Kaduna. Because the rectors of the Polytechnic in Kaduna told me to come and teach them fish farming through one man called Majali Polytech Services. I can remember. He came to Abuja program.
Guys, I'm jumping up, man.
He came to Abuja program.
History.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me bring documents about the seminar so that you have an idea.
See history.
Okay.
Mr. Fish.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
I have been to London to look at it. Pussycat.
Wow.
This is history.
Wow.
No, this is history. People need to know.
I'm excited.
I'm happy you came. I will see the Abuja program now. That's one for me. When it comes to impacting a generation, these are efforts made. We'll come to it. These are with success digest, and these ones are with private full gospel visitation fellowship, Church of God mission, Winners Chapel, massive church programs. This almost the same. This is 1988. Let's talk about fish. But we'll come to this later. So, but let's finish that story now. So when I was taking them, because they are rectors of polytechnics in Kaduna, right? Maybe it can beam. I'll give you a picture later. You can beam it for them to see. Now it was at Kaduna Poly. Interesting enough, the man cheated me. He didn't give me one cover eventually. He said he did television adverts, and then the only person who came from the television advert was his senior brother. And I drove from Lagos to Kaduna.
Kaduna, my God.
In my what's it called? The enthusiasm.
My God.
We drove from 5 a.m. We were stuck in the river around 1 a.m.
Wow.
And when we got there around 4:30, I had to prepare for seminar that started 9 o'clock.
Wow.
I was standing all through for day 1, day 2, and we came back empty. But I still went ahead and impacted all the same. I hope the man is still alive. Polytech Services.
Wow.
Maybe you want to pay me after about 30 years, I don't know. So let's go ahead. But that's just the fun part of it. You do things without expecting a reward. That's the anchor of my life. 1 Corinthians 13, charity. Right? So let's get back to that. So they were asking, can't we have food rather than we don't have time to make food ourselves? And these are rectors of polytechnics. We don't have time to make food ourselves. And I said, yeah, there are people from the magazines I've had access to. Now, like I said, I used to have magazines. I didn't show you one. I showed you ornamentals. They call it Fish Farmer Magazine. Fish Farmer Magazine. Now, Fish Farmer Magazine is a compendium of all the results that come from fish farming in Europe. There's one Yamaha Fish Journal, the one for Japan. So there, they will do adverts of those companies, Coppens, Aqua, Ziegler, and the rest. So I just gave it to them. Look, call this one. This one looks American. is going to be more responsive quickly than the European one because the European currency is bigger. And then they took it all happy and go. There was nothing like coppens in Nigeria then. That's what everybody was like happy. In fact, the manual I wrote for that program, that's fish feed something techniques. You know why that book is not a part of these books now? The man collected I gave the man the manuscript. That was Celia. The man didn't pay me, neither is he reading my manuscript. And that's why there's no specific book focused on feeds and feeding directly. I have, but the manuscript is gone. So out of anger, I said, no, I'm not doing another manuscript. But thank God, imported feeds are there all over the place. Now, I'm not against imported feeds, mind you, but you just know as a farmer that every imported feeds that land in the country, apart from the ones that are produced in the country, will pass through about 12, 13 channels that make their own cuts. And you go and buy, and you are not complaining there is no income in fish. The basic assembly you need to do, which is 70% of your recurring cost, is feeds. So why not make your feeds? After all, if you have a child who's married, no matter how rich you are, you can't tell himself and his spouse to go to Mr. Biggs on Monday, go to Kentucky Fried Chicken on Tuesday, Domino Pizza on Wednesday, Tantalizer on Thursday. Which of that nice one again now?
Don't publicize
it. Before you know what happens. They are convenient, fine, but you end up with diabetes because they are all over processed foods. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's exactly what you're doing when you just give your imported foods alone. That's why we have weak species. Mortality is going on here and there. I'm not against imported food, but mix it up. Variety is the spice of life. That's why you see anybody who comes to Nigeria first is to eat amala mama put in you're from Canada now.
Exactly.
African shops.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you go in there?
Man.
You feel at home, right?
Yes.
Your intestines are happy,
yes.
Even if you don't want to, if you fake the excitement, but your intestines are happy.
That's why I'm growing away do for them and shoko tete and all that.
Oh, over there.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Did you hear that? So that's what I say. So that's how we started with company. So let's not keep up from the track from the question you asked. What are the key innovations I put into the business, into the fish world? So like I said, the egg yolk thing, the Daphnia, the books itself,
the pelletizing of feeds.
The pelletizing of feeds, and then we now talk about the chicken intestine. Now the intestine of chicken, I got this concept from they call them veterinary something, Christian veterinary missionaries, Mississippi State University. They gave me a book, right? On the day Chief Abiola died, I remember I got the book somewhere at Cattle Mission Street. And there they wrote it there that all fowls of chicken can be used for fish farming. They even gave me a book that I can reproduce it and give it to people for free. Maybe now that I'm remembering now, maybe I'll look for the book. I never did that eventually. So that's how we just went straight to the market. Hey, where's the intestine of chicken? With all respect to Calabar people, I think they're the only ones who eat chicken, the intestine of chicken.
You see the way I'm looking.
But is the easiest thing to save you cost on feeds. Because every animal eats something close, carnivorous animals eat something close to their amino acid profile. Apart from fish, eat fish. That's why you see shooters, cannibalistic stuff. The next one, what's the next amino acid profile to you? It's either animal placenta from intestine embryo of cows. That'll be a little wicked because that's not common. But intestine of chicken, we kill chicken every day. What you just do is put it in a pot and then no water. It just sink down after about 3 minutes. Of course, the smell aroma is tough. You are not on Ramadan or fasting or thereabout. Your fast will break automatically because of the smell. So what you just mix soybean cake, groundnut cake, and toast with it, and then pelletize out. You've saved almost 70% of your cost of feeds. And that's what was going on all along in the world of fish from 1996 to 2003, 2002, when imported feeds came, and people just got lazy. Let's Mr. Biggs the whole thing. Of course, it's going to be at a cost to your pocket. So everything is detailing how to make the chicken intestine in this book. If you look at, in fact, the shasu. What's the shasu in English?
The pot.
The pot, okay. The shasu. And the one they call like Barry Ojuku, with all respect to the other statesman from the east. It's all here. So that's one. Then the other one innovation we did was the energized water thing. Energizing your feeds.
Stop there, sir. I wanted to tell you how I made Mr. Fish. So, when I started my fish farming, and I met my mentor, who actually also, I'm sure, was Mr. Fish. Close friend. Until the day I met Mr. Fish in his house, we met together. I said, wow. And somebody just told me that, but there's something you can put in your water, or there's something you can do to your water, and your fishes will grow faster, bigger, they will be stronger. You know, I love innovation. Remember, I started the localized biofilter thing. So any time I hear about innovation, my ears are. So I said, where is it? And then they said, you can energize the water. And I was like, what's the meaning of energized water? There's something you can do to the water. It will make the fish eat better. It will make them stronger. They will grow faster. I said, where is it? And they brought one funny looking glass. That glass, called the biodisc, is what led me to Mr. Fish. And I began to hear there is a fish giant that has done all sort of research work, all sort of experiment on what is called energized water. I began to see so many articles, so many write-ups, everything. Mr. Israel, Mr. Fish, Mr. Fish. I said I must meet this Mr. Fish. So that's how I met Mr. Fish. So tell us about energized water. This was something else.
What was
all
this?
fish farmers.
2007.
Yes. Exactly 2007 was when I met Biodisc. Anybody that is somebody in fisheries read that.
And then 2 years later, we had this.
Exactly.
The publisher couldn't help it. Went around to say, are you a multimillionaire because of the influence of Mr. Fish? He said he trusts, but he has to verify. And then before you bought this center page, that was 2007. After training thousands of people and making over 100 millionaire fish farmers.
Somebody just came to me and said, you're a fish farmer, and we know you are doing fine. But have you heard about energized water?
Yeah.
And then my ears toggled. I love innovation. You know, then we're using recirculation aquaculture system, and we thought we were using technology.
Yeah.
And then there is something more. You can energize your water, your fish will grow faster, they will grow bigger. I said, where is it? Where is it? And they dragged me to Mr. Fish. And when I heard Mr. Fish once, almost forget it. The rest was
wow. So it's been a long history, right?
Yes.
Oh my. 2007, 17, 27. So it's almost getting to 20 years
yes, now. Yes. I left 2007.
Exactly.
I came to that seminar because you were coming there to talk about energized water.
Oh.
Yes. They were trying to tell me something that I said I'm not interested. Just tell me how energized water can grow fish bigger and faster.
Simple.
That's all I said, okay.
Simple.
Mr. Fish is the first thing you want.
Of course, that's going to, oh, you want to say something about that later. It's one of the biggest innovations. How did we even come across that? You'll be wondering, is it that one angel brought the idea to me? No. It happened this way. While I was still a children's teacher there in a Winners Chapel, in the teens church, at Canaan Land. When Canaan Land started anew. I've been in church since 1991 though. Now, I used to, I like impacting. So I said, on the free time of the teenagers I'm taking, this catfishing is not about you have to be big or finish school before you start. So I took a group and started training them. So some of them got the hang of fingerling production and employed their mom to assist them. So eventually, they were making money with partnering with their mom. They finished secondary school and about 2-3 of them had beaten at Covenant University. Funny enough, they started paying their school fees
by themselves
from the money they made from the
their
stuff.
fish farm.
So they used to make mouth. You know what I mean by make mouth? Brag. I hope they brag. To other students now that your parents are your house boys and house girls now. We are partners with your parents. What's all the and you see that these are Paco boys, not Ajabotas. You know what I mean by Ajabota? They are not the privileged group and co. And they all like common denominator, Mr. Fish. So some of the profs just came to me, Mr. Fish, look, we need your attention here. some people are always talking, the children are always talking about it. More so when Sanusi, the emir of Kano, Royal Highness,
The former emir.
Now the former emir, right? Yeah.
Or the CBN governor.
Yeah, the former, it was CBN governor then. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the CBN governor then.
Was it CBN governor in 2000?
It was CBN governor about that time. I don't know what it was, but it was the one in charge.
Governor. But is it the same Sanusi? Yeah?
The same Sanusi.
I think it was First Bank.
What was happening was that they wanted students to go into entrepreneurial development studies, so that when they finish school, they won't have to be looking for a job. It was becoming a big challenge for government, which is still a challenge now. So they now gave opportunities to schools to do what I call entrepreneurial development studies department, and see which school will do well. And like I told you, they'll be giving me something like 50 million or whatever it is, it's a handsome amount. So naturally, Covenant University was involved too in trying to make sure their students to become entrepreneurs immediately finish. So the first thing they want to do is that they now said, who would they invite? So are you going to do adire? Are you going to do hairdressing, pure water? They table all of them to them. They now table fish farming. Do you know I can't remember the figure exactly now, but like out of about, let's say about 700 students or there, about almost 680 said they want to do fish
farming.
I know I'm in soup. So they now said we should produce about, in their presence, produce fish, babies, fingerlings, about maybe about 100,000, 200,000, and then grow fish in about room size space, worth about 6 million naira a day. So cameras, all eyes on all what we're doing. So I told the staff to go there and get it done. So we bought fish from Durante there in Alakija, just to be sure that we get the best things done. We are not Oludo consultants now, and the area is a secured environment. They spend money to make sure the hatchery is okay. But the staff called me after the third attempt that all fishes are dying. What could have been wrong? So I went there on the inside. I started looking. Everything seemed okay. I rule out witchcraft because they are doing vigilance inside Canaan land. So what could be wrong? What's killing this fish? So on the inside, the Spirit of God just made me realize that, look, check the pump. So I decided, okay, where do I go from here? Who do I ask questions? I said, let me ask some friends in the US. But I said, no, because when you bring fish from US, you still have some mortality here and there. If you bring fish from UK for aquarium, we still have. I said, no, let me go to Singapore, Jerry. That far place. You know why? Because when you bring fish from the Far East, almost, even though the distance is almost 2.5, all the fishes survive. So what are they doing to their fish there that's making their thing to do well? Then I Googled Singapore very well. I found that they have the second largest cargo airport in the world after JFK. Are you getting me? And then the singular largest air freight item out of Singapore International Airport is tropical fish.
Tropical fish?
Which we are all doing. And mind you, Singapore is one of the most expensive places in the world to stay. Why are the fishermen doing tropical fish, not the catfish? Go. Let me give you an insight. Which one has more margin?
Tropical fish?
Oh yeah, aquarium fish.
Wow.
No, we'll come to that later. So, and I said, let me go for an exhibition there. Maybe I'll get some truth. So I signed up 2007 for Aquarama Show, which is an assembly of all the big names in fish. Can you imagine somebody is struggling but his feet in the Yanopaja here, decided to go and mingle with the best in the world in Singapore, spending close to 4 million naira. Then when the plot of land in our neighborhood there is just about 25,000. But it's okay. That's what's benefiting the whole of Nigeria, West Africa now. So when I got there, a young lady just called me, right, and said, oh, Mr. Fish, well, I'm trying to see if I can see some documents about it. Mr. Fish, excuse me, can you, I'm one of the few black people there. We're not up to 3 or 4. So it's easy to spot me. So she now called me to their office at Suntech Center and just introduced me to the product. Mentioned scalar energy, blah, 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 blah. I didn't take cognizance really because I was tired by then. So, but I said, how much? She said, a price that knocked me off my feet, $500. I said, when I've almost finished Timothy Nowoton. But I've got about maybe just about $650 left. I've done almost about the quality time there. So, but something said, buy it. Maybe this is the reason why you even came for this exhibition. So I bought it and kept it in my pocket overnight. So the next morning, right, I took it to the exhibition. I observed something about me. Normally we buy a lot of, we get a lot of books, manual, journals and co. So all of us put them in bags like
Bag,
this.
yeah.
You know, we all fling our bags at the back. Whether you're multimillionaire or there, it doesn't matter. We all fling our bags to the back like that kind of. So we keep putting books. It begins to weigh 10 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg. You know, a bag was maybe 50 kg. So before you know it, there's a pain on my neck like this, sharp, that I'll feel. I hope my enemy is not going to have pressure problem or thereabout. So I will keep my bags down with the early exhibitors and then come in the evening to collect. But that day when I put the stuff in my pocket, the disc, let me show you the disc. Now when I put it in my pocket, I found out that, wait a minute, I didn't drop the bag. I was carrying the bag everywhere where I go. What? So I called the lady. Excuse me, what's going on? I'm not tired though. My neck isn't paining me, uncle. He said,
What's in this?
He said, I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? He said, you know, we're all animals. But because a fish place, I don't want to tell you anything that's off fish, that it works for human beings too. I said, come on. Well, it's working for me already. We're all animals in the kingdom. We're all just higher animals. That's how I came back home after the program. Forgot about it. When I got to, you know, that time we used to use a cheat code for airlines. Our bags, they don't used to weigh it anyhow then. As long as it's a hand luggage, just put in my bag was weighing about 54 kilos or so. So when I landed at the airport, one of the staff was to collect the bag from me. Say, welcome. It just fell down. From the airport, everything becomes a story. Sir, what did you put in here? What happened, uncle? Now I'm older than them, and yet they're like, what is this? That's from where I started the talk. From there, I went straight to Covenant University the next day, 2 days afterwards, and then decided to now put it on the pipe leading to the ponds. We did another spawning again. Not a single fish died. The water has been energized. Immediately, I told them at Success Digest, they went and gave us the article this article that you saw. This year, Covenant University repeated the experiment. How many years after? 2017. Almost about, how many years after that? 2007, 17. 17, we're now.
Almost 17 years.
Almost 17 years now. They repeated the same experiment this year on a more scientific level now. But we're at our crude level, became an international scene, and every farmer adopted this. Many farmers who are upwardly mobile looking, they adopted it in their farm. This is the stuff. In case you want to buy.
That was how I got it.
Don't go online and buy it straight away because you need to.
They should call me. Don't
only
worry.
one company sells the originals. So call him.
I think this interview, well, we will still see how we can compress it because Mr. Fish has too much to download. But there is a part that I'm really interested in. When I started fish farming in 2003, I wanted to do table fish.
Yeah.
And I ordered for fish, my dad. I granted them.
Okay.
And they told us to wait for 6 months. And I screamed. And somebody said, if you want good fish, you have to wait. And something happened to me. That was the turning point of my career. I said, what product is so special and so scarce that someone have to wait for 6 months? And I told my dad, I'm not going to table fish again. I want to breed. If people can wait for 6 months to buy, I want to start my own nursery. So I found the gap in fingerling. I want you to talk to us now. You have said quite a lot about catfish, edible fish.
Yeah.
Though I may still ask you some other form. But I want you to talk to us about potentials. Because a lot of young people, especially now, I tell people instead of complaining, look for opportunities. Look for opportunities.
Yeah.
I want you to talk to us about potential, opportunity in ornamental fish, especially about the export. I made some research and did some talk with, I don't want to expose now, and I discovered that some cabals are eating all the money. People are complaining about cabal in government. They don't know there are cabals in so many places. Unfortunately for the cabals, they are not scratching 1% of the benefit that can come. I said 2% the other time. You said, what is 2%? I want you to talk to our people. What are the potentials in ornamental fish and ornamental fish export? What can happen in Nigeria
Okay.
Because you just made, for example, look at that fish Mr. Fish mentioned, long nose, that can detect 40,000 contaminants in water. The only fish in the world, and it's only available in Nigeria. Mr. Fish, what is the, can you tell us about the huge potential, benefit, and gap in ornamental fish and ornamental fish export?
All right. Thank you for that, Debo. Now,
I hope you are bold enough, because this is the other part. Like I said, from research, I discovered some cabals are eating this money, and they don't even want people to talk about it. I have come to the king of fish, because I know you are one of the, earlier you were talking, you might have forgotten, let me remind you, I showed you an article of a training he did in 1998 about ornamental fish, and he had to stop it. I won't say to protect the cabal, but please, now, the world is a global market. It's the world of AI, artificial intelligence and all that.
Yeah.
I want you to open up and talk to us.
Yeah, okay.
What is the gold mine in ornamental fish? This is 2025. It's export, it's production, it's value chain. Please, unscripted. Thank you.
Now, there's an area, the best kept secret in the world of fisheries. We don't call it fish farming. We call it fish husbandry. Fish husbandry or fish trading, right? Why? Because you are dealing with different kinds of fish from all over your environment. This is just what a company markets. One company. And I know in Nigeria, we got varieties almost this quantity.
This quantity?
In terms of variety.
Wow.
But we are yet to maximize the potential in Nigeria. That's what I'm going to tell you. Now, we have a group in Nigeria. If you're interested in that aspect of business, which I've known, it's been on for quite some time. Now, it's not taught in schools per se. Why is it not taught in schools? Because it's, I don't know, just the same way with aquarium business too. Let me say something here. They said in World Aquaculture Society side, they said 99% of successful fish farms in the world or fish operations, they are mom and pop operations, mama and papa. Are you getting me? And they said 99%. And they said the reason is this. They said the reason is because 99% of functional information for commercial success, they are kept in closed family circles. Families are protective of their self-taught secret. So for Debo to know about what I'm telling you now that we're putting on public space, your son has to marry my daughter. Or my daughter marry your son. That's how it is. That's why you have pockets of rich farmers in Arkansas, Mississippi, are you getting me? Tampa, Florida. Are you getting me? Then Southern India, then East Asia, right? They intermarry so that you don't expose this thing to too many people. So what's your own, Mr. Fish? I believe in that we are all created to excel in this world, right? And your success is not going to influence my success. So that's why I'm opening up to people. Now, I know this for the past 30 years, and I've shipped fish. Wow. Right? But I found that there's a problem with fish farming, ornamental fish farming then. Ornamental fish trading. Don't mix it up with fish farming. This fish trading is about fish that are found in your village area, in your village river, the small rivers in your village. Everybody listening, you have a village. I'm not talking to city people. You know, in your village, there are some endemic plants or fishes in those places. Northern Nigeria, Eastern Nigeria, Middle Belt, some part of South.
Odogbolu.
Right? Odogbolu self. The rivers, I know there is some particular African bird now.
I used to see some fish in our Uren River.
Nobody has gone there. People have gone there and documented the stuff in papers, in research institute, like I showed you, Oceanography Institute, Federal Fisheries in Busa and Co. But who will get it in commercial quantity? That's the question. So there's a list of fishes that don't breed, like I told you, Nigerian fish that don't breed in captivity. We have tilapia fish here, tilapia analyticus. They breed in captivity because God knows we are going to eat it. But there are some that will not, like the long nose, and they need it for a particular purpose. We got the one that's butterfly fish that has wings. This capula that's wasting away now. They've got something blue like angels. They can jump out and pick insects at there, but they're unique to Nigeria too, to a large extent.
That flying fish?
Butterfly fish.
Butterfly,
no, it's different from flying fish. You see butterfly when we go downstairs, right? So Pantodon bucose. Now, the game is this. In your village, there are fishes, right? But these fishes are needed by people overseas because over there, or world over, the second most popular hobby in the world, right, is fish keeping. The third is soccer. Number 4 is stamp. So you ask me what is number 1?
That's number 1.
The number 1 hobby in the world is photography. But over there, fish keeping is skewed towards that because of winter, autumn, people that close doors, not much of communal stuff and other stuff. So they keep fish as pets. But the funny thing is that area is, the fishes there, the areas are cold. So they call it cold water environment. And the fishes are cold water. They don't have as much colors as we have. As our fishes there because we've got more sunlight here. So we have more colorful fishes in this area. So we both want our fish.
Yeah.
Right? And thank God for us, many of our fishes don't breed in captivity. So if you want the butterfly fish or the lampai now, let's say the lampai fish now, that has a small lamp on his head now, you're going to get it from Lagos here.
Wow.
It's unique to Lagos in many cases.
Wow.
Unless it's swum to some other places now. It's
Lampai.
Lampai fish. Aplochelictes macrothalmus. It's found in Ekpe, Majidu and all that stuff kind of.
Keep saying.
I've got the Lagos fish, right? Right? Now, very small fish like that, but it's an exportable product. Smaller than machizo. But it's you know, if you have seen firefly at night, you know, he has a lamp on his head like that glows in the aquarium when he's...
So they are also Luciferians.
Yeah, okay, maybe that... thank you for that grammar. That's Canadian grammar. But okay, so can you see the picture now, the gap? They want this thing. Now, we got Nigeria with so many rivers all over the place. Now, when you capture fish, Debo captures fish from his environment or tells people to capture for him because he has somebody overseas to give him, to want to buy from him. Now, the game is this. Debo sends to the man, gets the fish for probably about 5 naira or maybe let's say 100 naira and he sells to the man at $2, right? He's happy, you know. He sends fishes worth about $4,000 and everything is exciting. No problem. Now, cameraman wants to ship too. You see, they were making so much money. So what he does, he just goes to the airport and bribe the airline person because you must submit your manifest before you ship your airway bill. So he go, you know, yeah, that's manifest. So he copies Debo's stuff. You copy Debo's stuff at the price list, and you just lower the price by 30%, right? So that you can now get the same customer who appreciate getting a cheaper price. Nobody who doesn't want a cheaper price wants his quality product. So you think you are wise. After about 3 months, me, Mr. Fish too wants to ship now. Our cameraman is shipping. What's the point? I go tip the airline guy again. Get your own price list. I lower the price too by about 40%. What happens? Can you see? You lower the own by 30. I lower my own 40. What's happening to the product? So to prevent that from happening, they now develop a system that once you start shipping to somebody, nobody else ships to that fellow, right? In Nigeria, as long as
they
the person
monopolize
shipping, it's not really, we won't call it monopoly. It's to prevent price war, to save them from collapse, right? But eventually, over the years, right, currencies start becoming more foreign currency becomes more valuable now. Now, the folks who have been protected are now becoming credit. Oh, they are now loaded. And the advantage of internet now. So that's where you have people who have about 30 customers. And you have somebody in the same association, just having 1 or 2. So if you Google the association, you will see oligopolistic, the most oligopolistic association. Just like everybody accuses Russia, that you see some couple of people who are extremely rich to the detriment of the other people who are undergoing the communist thing. But those who are in the good books of the government, they are the ones buying the yachts, buying mansions here and there and co. That's what they call oligopoly. Russia is noted for that. But it's happening right here too, right? From saving the people to now making them, people to be feared. Now, there's nothing wrong with it. They said every time and chance, they said the race is not for the swift, for the strong, or the man that's educated or thereabout. They said time and chance happening to her. So time and chance is happening to them now. And they have the bulk of the customers. So the meaning is this now. If cameraman wants to ship, it must never be on the list of the ones that are on the list of the association. Right? Okay. So delimiting anybody from shipping to that person, or that person passes on, that's in case his children doesn't take over like that. Now, it looks interesting. So what's important, the cameraman look for his own, and it becomes the monopoly of that importer, right?
Okay.
No problem. But for how long will this go on? Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Now, the advantage is this. Price is stabilized. People are making money. But the game is that nobody else likes that aside from the person exporting. Because the importer does not see the need for competition. Everybody is looking for quality product at fairest price. He's stuck. 2, the motivation to do something new species, is not there.
It's not there.
Because you already have a customer for life. So what's the point? So it stifles creativity and productivity, innovation in that area of business. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So my suggestion is this. Why not expand the scope? You gave me a story recently of, rather than being, what was it? That being a big mansion, there was something here. There was an illustration.
Yeah, instead of being a big fish in a small river.
Yeah.
Be a small fish in a big river.
In a big river.
Yeah.
Now,
especially in the world that we have now.
Now,
Now
let me tell you something now. Do you know that you can do something? Since all the people exporting fish now, they only get fish more from just about 9 states out of 36 states. Lagos, Oyo, Ogun, Bayelsa, Rivers, Cross Rivers, and all that stuff.
That's all.
What about all the others? Open to. So new people should come in to be able to exploit the other resources.
We will discuss a strategy. I have a strategy in mind. So we will discuss it after this time out. Guys, you need to subscribe to this channel. After this time out, we'll continue. Thank you.